Hello and welcome to the Geekatorium podcast. My name is Rick. I'm here with Matt, and we are here to chat about a couple of things. Well, mainly we're here to talk about Starfleet Academy. It's been a few weeks, so we have 3 episodes to catch up on. By the way, we like it, so if you don't like it, go ahead, hit dislike. You've given us the engagement, and just go. That's all you have to do. But if you do like Starfleet Academy and you want to hear 2 people who do like it as well talk about it, stick around. We're also going to be talking about a couple of other things, God of War, Fallout, so stick around for that. But without further ado, let's go into the podcast. Hey, buddy, how you doing?
I'm good. I hope you're okay.
Hang on, I've now lost you and I can't hear you at all. Why can't I hear you?
Oh no! I don't know how that's happened.
It's my for some reason my keep talking, just keep talking away,
Oh
and,
yeah, I can
and
keep
I'm sure I'll
talking.
catch you
I can talk
eventually.
about a lot of
I can
things.
see you talking. I can see
Yeah,
you
you can see
talking.
it. You can see it. But if
But
you
for
could
some
only hear
reason,
the words that I'm saying, you disgusting human being.
do you know it's so funny? We tested everything before and everything was working perfectly, and as soon as we start, everything goes wrong, right?
Everything. Yeah, that's technology.
It's exactly the way it's supposed to work, isn't it? So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can hear you now. I can hear you now.
I
How
know.
long?
I gathered because
Yeah.
otherwise that would have been amazing, like foresight, like to be able to. He's going to be saying this. I know him. I know him that well that I can say this. You betazoid. That's what you are. Able to sense my emotions and thoughts
Yep, yeah,
all
but
the way in Scotland
there you
to
go,
me in
man.
London.
That's it. It's a telepath. So there you go, and
There you go.
empath. Yeah. So
Yeah.
how are you? Let's start again.
I'm all right. I'm all right. I think it's important to know that one of the reasons, because I remember I said, "Oh, I'm running a bit behind" when I sent you a text earlier. I was like, "I'm
Mm.
running a bit behind for this." It's because I'd run out of time this morning. I was not able to have a shower this morning.
Ah.
So
That's
I,
really important information for me to know that you were in the
no,
shower.
no, no, no. This is no. I wanted everyone to know that when they were listening to this, that 20 minutes before this voice was speaking,
You
I
were
was
moist.
naked. I was naked. I was wet, and I think it's important for the listeners to know. It's context is everything.
Uh,
Context
context
is
is
everything.
king.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was important to share.
Thank you so much for sharing that information right at the beginning of the podcast. I think that was a beautiful thing. I
I
appreciate
will
you.
share more as the podcast progresses. Yeah.
I don't want you to.
Tough.
Should we end now?
It's like, listen. You wanted to make this bed. We're going to lie in it together.
Oh, but no,
Naked.
but now it's all wet.
We're going to dry it off, buddy. We're going to dry it off. What has happened?
I don't know. I'm very tired.
You're always tired, Rick.
I'm a father. I have a father of 2 boys. Of course I am tired.
You need a better coffee addiction.
I know. I spend way too much money with Nespresso as it is.
Shit, hey, we could start an espresso podcast.
Oh my God. Literally Nespresso podcast.
Oh, God, dude. Yes.
Can you imagine? Should we change this to the Geekatorium Nespresso podcast, right? And it's literally just you and me just drinking coffee, sipping, and just talk. We talk about the coffee that we're drinking and the stuff that we're watching. Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I've got an amusing coffee related story very quickly.
Go on.
Is that I bought a coffee machine in January 2025, an espresso machine, and about 8 months into it, it started behaving very wrongly. And like beginning of January this year, 2026, I contacted the company and I said, look, it's not even a year. Well, I was about like 5 days out of it being a year. It's not been a year and it's acting really weirdly. And they said, have you tried this, and this? And I went, yes, I've tried all of those things. And they said, okay, we'll send you a new machine. Don't worry about sending the other one back. So I've paid once for one coffee machine,
but you've got
for
two.
2 coffee machines even, sorry.
So like,
That's brilliant.
does the other one like sort of work like now and again? Then is it like it's still like working a degree?
No, no,
It's
every
just
time you make it, instead of water coming out where the espresso part's supposed to be, it just sprays out the milk wand.
right. Because I was gonna say like then you'd have like you have like, two coffee machines. You have one by the side of the bed, like
Oh,
literally. Oh,
I once dated a girl who had a coffee machine as an alarm clock.
amazing.
Literally, it was the best morning I'd ever woken up
I
at
mean,
someone
like
else's
that's
place.
just phenomenal. I need that in my life, like so
Yes,
much.
yes, no. It started with like it's basically like she had like smooth jazz,
Yep.
and then the coffee would start brewing, and then you'd
Mm.
wake up to like freshly brewed, like the smell of that coffee. Oh my God, it was great.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
a shame it didn't work out.
yeah. You ever like,
Yeah.
no, should say, sorry, can I just stay over? I know we've broken up, but can I just,
Yeah, yeah, that's why I was like, "Please, please, I can't leave you. I can't.
I can't go,
Please don't leave me.
I can't go up back to waking up to shame instead.
I can't go back to waking up to my 5 iPhone alarm clocks every morning."
They go off every 9 minutes because just fuck you. That's why.
Yes, no, sometimes and really weird ones as well. I never set it for like if I've got to wake up at 9, I'll set it for like 8:56.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Really weirdly. Why? Why?
I'm Matt Blair. That's how
Yeah.
it goes.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Love it.
Yes. We should probably talk about things that, people listen to this podcast for.
Yes, absolutely. Should we? Yeah, let's do that. Because
Let's
we've
do
got
that. Although, well, the drama of this show, the drama not even in the show, the drama from the, let's say, air quotes, fandom
oh, do you
for
know
this
what?
show.
We spoke about this in the last episode. I don't want to do
Yeah.
it again because like I I have a video coming out that I'm working on right now. That it's like it's a 15-minute video on the whole thing. And like why it's happening and stuff like that. And suffice to say, right? It's always existed, right? People of the older fans have always criticized new Star Trek.
Yeah.
The only thing that's changed is the very thing that you are listening to this podcast on, the internet.
Yeah.
And specifically, right, because like the internet came along and initially everyone used Usenet forums and boards and stuff like that, and that was fine. So you would have angry people in those boards shouting about how much they hated Cisco or hated Janeway or hated the theme tune
Yeah.
to Enterprise, whatever. And it was fine because they were just inside that tiny little forum and everyone could just sort of ignore them. The problem now is that because of the way that social media algorithms work, they reward engagement as opposed to quality.
Yeah.
So it's easy. So people who have worked out very quickly that if they shout a lot of negativity and anger and project that type of stuff, basically, if you turn around and say this thing is good, it has its flaws, but it works out mostly quite well, versus this is the worst thing that's ever happened. It's destroying the thing you love. Hate, hate, hate. Which one do you think gets more engagement, and therefore which one do you think like gets promoted more? And it ends up being like this feedback loop of someone puts out something that's like very hateful and very angry. People engage with it because it reinforces their views, or they engage with it because they want to try and shout it down. But
Yeah.
that engagement actually boosts it even more. So more people end up going to hear about it. And then that person just makes more content based on that. Whereas the people who are more positive, because here's the truth of the matter, right? And you'll appreciate this working in retail, right? If you've ever worked in retail or hospitality, right, you'll know this is true. Okay. People who are happy don't talk about it.
Yeah.
They don't talk about it. They're happy, they're satisfied, they move on with their lives. And that is it. People who are angry are the ones who make the most noise and the ones who won't shut up about it. And sometimes that anger can be misplaced. Sometimes that anger can be wrong, but they will continue to be angry. They'll make more people angry and people respond. And like, it's just natural human psychology, natural human behavior to respond to that sort of negativity, that anger, and be like, it's like confirmation bias, negativity bias. These things play into it as well. So, like, I talked about it last time, and it's still continued to this day. Like you know how much I've put out there,
Yeah,
and I know for a fact, and because it happened on our last podcast as well. Within minutes of it going up, we got some dislikes on the video
of
because
course.
people,
Because the title was "We Like It."
yeah, the titles. As soon as people see that, they go, "No, I'm gonna dislike it because it
Yeah.
doesn't reinforce my view." So yeah,
It
I'm
reminds me of like why the sort of the popularity of like reality shows,
mm.
like Big Brother and Love Island and Towie and all of those sorts of things. All of those do well when they set up conflict.
Yes,
They set
yep,
up an
yeah,
argument.
yep, yep,
They manufacture
yep.
a bad situation. So, like with Big Brother, you know, they stop feeding them, so they
Mm.
get all hungry and then angry, and then that's that, and then people enjoy watching arguments.
Yeah, that's it.
People enjoy watching arguments, and I think they've misunderstood. Like they now enjoy having arguments,
Mhm.
but I don't think they enjoy it
No.
because they get very upset in these arguments. They get very upset. And yeah, as you say, it probably speaks to a larger problem that each of those individuals are having on a personal level,
Yep.
not really what's happening with Star Trek.
And yes, and there's well, I mean, the other thing it comes down to, and this is the crazy thing as well, is and this is something that I say in the video, is the motivations between the people who are enjoying Starfleet Academy and the people who are saying really hateful, horrible things. Actually, the psychology behind it is the same because what's driving it is that basic human need for identity and belonging. And
Mm,
they
mm,
found a group that they belong to and they can identify and they've created an identity with, whether it's based on positivity or negativity, it doesn't matter. The psychology is the same. The
yeah.
psychology is exactly the same. However, as I mentioned, it just people are louder when they're angrier. And it's as simple as that, and the algorithms now promote people who provoke emotional responses. So it's and it's the same with positive, like it's the same with those, like, when people someone shares a post and it's like, oh my god, I want to be sick with how schmaltzy it is, but
Mm,
like loads of like how positive, like it's like toxically positive posts and stuff like that. We've seen them, haven't we?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the same thing because people, it's like it's that it's tapped into an emotion where people go like, okay, I'm going to share this. This is whatever, and I'm going to engage with that versus the. But if you sit in the middle where you go like, I'm going to critique this properly, and I'm going to go, these are some problems that are these. This is this is good, or I can see what this is trying to achieve. It could be better here, but actually it does achieve this. No one cares about what you say because that's too nuanced. It's got to be either I love this thing, I hate everyone who hates this thing, or I hate this thing and I hate everybody who loves this thing, and that's it. That's
Do you
all.
know who it is? Do you know
What?
who it is?
What?
Rorschach.
Eggs. Yes.
Everything's black or white.
Yes.
There is no
Yes.
gray.
Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't live in a black or white world. That's the thing. That's the thing.
No.
So let's talk about this thing that we like.
Mhm.
And let's talk about
So
some
the,
criticisms and some
the
positives.
first episode to talk about is series acclamation mill.
Well, I messaged you this and I cried. Like we
Yeah,
both
no,
cried.
the first 5-10 minutes,
I
I
hated.
was like, oh no, they've gone with this, like they're trying to do the Ms. Marvel thing
Yes.
and
Yeah.
and all of that. And it
And,
worked on Ms. Marvel. I didn't mind it in
but
Ms.
it
Marvel.
the thing is
It
like
didn't fit with Star
it
Trek.
did not fit with Star. I yeah, it didn't fit even like what it'd been setting up already in terms of tone. It was just suddenly
Yeah.
really jarring. It was like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable. It was
yeah,
really uncomfortable.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but but
But once they get
once
past it,
once we move past it and it didn't hang around, once we get past it and then the concept of the story, and I was just like, okay, I'm liking where this is going. I
mm,
like this little nod here. I didn't even recognize it was Tawny Newsome until the very, very end.
no, I knew it was straight away. I saw it straight away. I was like, yeah,
I didn't realize that it was her until the very. I was too like involved
yeah,
in watching the story. I wasn't really thinking like which actor is who and all of that. I just knew that there was something familiar about her, but I just
yeah.
ignored it. but it wasn't until like that very, very last scene. Um, but I talked about it. It became a bit of a joke, like when we were last recording the podcast
Mm.
before we took a break. I would always like, well, I've been doing a rewatch of Deep Space Nine. It became like a running
Yeah,
gag that I
yeah.
mention that every week.
Yep.
But
You've been doing a
having
rewatch
done
of Deep.
no, having done that a couple of years ago
Yeah,
now, so it's
still fresh
whilst
in your
it's not like
minds.
super fresh, it's still more fresh than had I not watched it for like 15 years or something like that, because that's
Mm.
pretty much how long it was from watching it start to finish that I'd done. It was something I did when I was doing my degree, you know, it was a long time ago. But having watched that more recently and just seeing all those little elements, like I almost cried in the Lower Decks Deep Space Nine
Yep,
episode.
yep.
Like it was just so lovely to hear those voices and to sort of know that that story's carrying on. Now it's very difficult now that it's like 900 years in the future, and
Mm.
like, is Tarek Nor still there? Is Deep Space Nine still floating about out there or anything like that? Doesn't matter. But the fact that, I mean, there's questions about Dax still being alive. You know, there's some
Yeah,
questions
but
about that.
also, yeah, there's questions, and so maybe they'll be answered, maybe they
They'll
won't.
be answered. Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, even if it's like as simple as for 300 of those years, she was cryogenically frozen
Yeah.
or something like that.
Or a time hole.
No, actually, do you know what it would be? Because
Yeah.
this has now become the go-to fix it thing
Mm.
for so many episodes of Star Trek now. She was just in the transport buffers.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That's
There's like, I saw that as a thing that people were complaining about, and I was like, within the Star Trek universe alone, there's at least 50 explanations I could probably give you as to why Dax is still around. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a stupid thing to complain about.
I mean,
The thing-
just medical advancements as well.
yeah,
That's-
exactly. The thing that you complain about, as I said, is those first 5 to 10 minutes. Those are that's the thing you complain about. I get that. I found that really, really jarring. But once it got past that, I love the makers.
Chiwetel
Yeah, brilliant. Conceptually looks fantastic, and I loved the I loved how they came across as overbearing parents, which is exactly how they were supposed to be.
I agreed with one of the observations. I can't remember who it was. Lots of
Mm.
people actually said it online, and I
Yeah.
did kind of agree. It was a bit Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, no, I like
Mork
that.
calling
But I like,
Orson, come
but
in,
I,
Orson.
I,
It was very like that.
but I like that, and it made sense in terms of like how would they communicate with a hologram to hologram. They would, of course, like she would just stop and have this whole conversation in her head and da da da.
Yeah, and it would last like
seconds.
ages for her, but
Yeah.
for everyone else, because
Yeah.
it's just data transfer.
Exactly.
That's all
So
it is.
I liked that, and but yeah, once the story got going, I really think it hit its stride. The just this what I liked about it as well is it didn't turn into this whole like traipsing around the universe thing, and um it was just a series of uncovering stories and things that would lead to this sort of revelation that this it's not about trying to find Benjamin Sisko. It wasn't ever about finding. She was never going to find him. We were never
No.
going to find out what actually happened to him. But it was about the journey that he went through, the acceptance that he had in his role as emissary and everything. And I thought that was absolutely lovely, especially in the context character. And I think like as well for me, like I started going off Sam. I started as a character.
Yeah, I know. I remember you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this episode made me do a whole 180 on her. When I was suddenly like, no, actually, okay, cool. So you do have issues. You do have like, I understand now what your struggles are. They're, conceptually, what are you? You were created for a purpose. Oh, this purpose is to be an emissary between photonic beings, and also giving us that sort of history of the photonics and why they were like, that was great. But to hear that, yeah, imagine you finding out that your sole creation is this, and this is exactly the story of Sisko. He was created by the prophets, the wormhole aliens, to be their emissary, and so like it was a perfect way of doing it. I loved it.
I'd forgotten about some of that as well.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like, oh
His mum.
Christ, yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot that. Yeah, because that was the thing. Like he remembered that his mum like went weird, and it was
Mm.
obviously because the prophet had left her body,
Yeah,
and she was
yeah,
like, "Oh, I'm just gonna go."
yeah.
Like, and that was really messed up. It was like,
It
oh yeah,
really messed up.
she'd
Yeah,
lived an entire life without knowing that she'd lived a life because
yeah,
she was possessed. Like
yeah,
it was, yeah, I was like, yeah, very, very, again, very Star Trek.
yep.
Um, but let's get to the meat of the matter. The thing that made us cry, at least the thing that made me cry, as soon as like she was talking about Jake,
Mm.
and then I go, "Are we going to see? Are we going to see? Are we?" And then he's there, and I'm like, "I'm gone. I'm
Yeah,
gone." I'm
yeah,
just like,
the
"Oh my
hologram
god,
of him,
that's
first of all.
so
Yeah.
wonderful
Yep,
that
yep.
he was back."
And I think it was a better choice. Like, I mean, we know that Avery Brooks would have never come back. He's retired from acting. He's done.
Yeah,
He would have never come back. But I actually think, even if he was acting, I actually think it would have been a better choice to have done Jake anyway.
yeah.
Um,
Oh God, yeah. It was more emotional. The fact that as well that Jake, I mean, I don't know whether he looks like that as full time, like real
mm,
life, but the fact that they
he
made him look
looks,
like Cisco
yeah,
with the
he,
bald head and the beard,
yep,
like it was chef's kiss. It
yeah.
was wonderful.
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. And then the bit at the end where she gets the book and has the conversation with him,
Mm.
like I was in pieces. I was in absolute pieces
Just the way
during it.
he went, "Hey sis," it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, that
Uh-huh.
just the tone was just like spot on,
Yeah.
just spot on.
So no, I absolutely loved this episode. I really thought it was a really thoughtful, well written, well done way to sort of pay tribute to Deep Space Nine, and then to actually finish it with Avery Brooks's voice, his own words, reading something that he'd written, like which fitted the episode so well, like perfectly fitted the episode. I and then just to have like that shadow of him in the clouds as
In
well.
the nebula, yeah.
It
I didn't think it was there until I saw a picture and went, "Oh no, he's there.
yeah, it's definitely there.
He's
Yeah.
definitely there."
Yeah, and I just think it was so well done. I think like that story is it's one that I'm going to return to. It's one that I'm going to watch over and over
Yeah.
again. I loved like aside from the Cisco side of it, like I loved when they went to the club. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But especially I just love the bit where Caleb and Tarima are outside and you just hear Darum go, "Hey Caleb, get back in here. We're throwing down."
No, what I liked is when they sobered her up,
Yeah.
and even though she hadn't actually been really drinking, but she's like, "Why am I craving like
Yeah.
fried foods?" Or like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like
But
perfect.
what I loved about that, like, it's just like because this is one of the complaints that some people are having online, and I just don't understand it. Where they're like, these are supposed to be the best of the best. These are supposed to be like officers. I'm like, no, they're not. They're supposed to be kids who are learning to be the best of the best. Anytime in like old Star Trek, like Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, they would talk about their academy days, and they would talk about how crazy and wild they were, and what they would
Picard got into a fight and had his heart
yeah,
stabbed
yeah.
out.
Wesley Crusher killed a guy. Like, it's so many things. Tom Paris was Nick Locarno. Like it was like so, they sound the same, right? There's
Uh,
so many things, but like every single one of like everyone who went through the academy talked about how wild they were in the academy or the things they got up to. We're seeing those things. Like, of course they went out to clubs and they had too much to drink and they got into fights with each other. Of course they did these things. And so I'm actually really like once I got that sort of like I was like, I'm actually really enjoying this. Like they're not supposed to be the best of the best. They're learning how to be the best of the best. And
yeah.
I feel like every episode we've seen, whether it's through the Laser Quest episode with Darum and Genesis, learning, especially Darum there, learning that actually he's not the best, but other people are, and he learns how to be a leader that way. Sometimes leadership is giving leadership to someone else.
Mhm.
Now with Sam, her growing to be like an emissary and learning what it means to sort of take that responsibility on, like you can see the lessons that they're learning to be the best, to become the
Yeah.
officers that they're going to be. And I just think I loved it. I'm enjoying that side of I'm actually really enjoying that side of the hijinks, like actually the prank war. Now looking back on it, I'm like, oh no, yeah, it's cool. What I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
like yeah.
And it's what was it? Where was my thought going? The fact that they are, that, as you say, they're learning to be the best, but they're also, there's a lot on their shoulders because they're the first
Yeah,
class of
yeah,
Starfleet Academy in 120 years.
yeah.
They don't know how to behave from the people before them because they weren't around 120 years ago to hear those stories.
Exactly. So I'm just, that is a criticism of the show that I'm just like, I'm not getting on board with that. I don't buy at all because we're actually seeing what young people would be like at the academy. Like they would have been like this.
There's a criticism I've seen.
Picard was a Lothario. Picard like was
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
bed hopping constantly. Like, and he
yeah,
admitted that. Like, yeah,
yeah,
it's insane.
yeah. The thing, the one thing I will say that they haven't delved into too much, which would be good if they did. And it is a criticism that I was like, do you know what? That's not 100% unfair of them to say, is that aliens going to a space school, but everyone behaves like a human.
Yeah, no, listen,
That I think is a bit fair. I do think that's a bit fair.
yeah, I haven't caught. It's annoyed me that I haven't heard Jaden call someone like the son of a Targ or something like that. I haven't heard an
Yeah.
in-universe insult, and like it's the contemporary style is a like, yeah, that is, I feel that to a degree is a valid, can be a valid
Yeah.
criticism. I get over it personally, but I can see it as a criticism and I can understand it. I
It's a bit
would,
galaxy high, basically.
yeah, I would like to see more in universe insults, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, that
I
type of
do,
thing.
I do find, and not that I care that much. I do find that the concept of a gay Klingon is such a fuck you to
Well,
people,
let's get
and
to that.
it's like
We'll get.
we can get to it further, but it does feel a little bit like, did you need to do it? Because it feels a bit like hostile to do it.
Well, okay, I'm gonna get onto that in a second, but okay, the only thing for me that the only thing, the biggest criticisms I have of that episode of Serious Acclamation Mill, one is obviously, as I said, the opening
Yeah,
sequence.
the opening few minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. The other is the B story. The
What
the
was the
di-
B story again?
the Krennic trying to impress the chancellor from another school.
Oh yeah. Oh
S-
no, I did love the
Now,
whole thing sat around the table
yeah, but it was
with
just,
Tig She was hilarious in that scene.
look, don't get me wrong. Well, no, not just Tig Notaro. Tig Notaro and Robert Picardo bouncing off each other was
Brilliant. Yeah.
incredible. Like, don't get me wrong, but it was a crap beast. It was-
It was in the wrong episode.
yeah,
Like
it was
the episode had such heart apart from that story.
yeah, yeah. And like all it was to build up to finding out why Krennic didn't like Ake so much. And it was like, and then even then I felt like I didn't really learn why. You abandoned Starfleet. Yeah, so like why are you so
Yeah.
angry about it? So like it was a really weird one. So I don't know, that for me that doesn't work for me. That B story did not work for me. But
Fair enough. No, no, no. Yeah.
everything else about the Cisco story, the reveal of Dax. Oh, just
Yeah.
and can we just say, like, from the beginning, like when you realize who she was, but do you know what? I called it from the beginning. I saw it from the way that she stood with her hands clasped behind her back, just her little way that she spoke as well. Some of the
Oh,
man,
the vocal intonation that she gave when she said Benjamin would have liked you was
yeah.
just like full on Terry Farrell. It was
But
brilliant.
it was like, yeah, and it shows you how much of a fan like Deep Space Nine Tawny Newsome is.
Yeah.
Like she nailed it. Which she that's what she says. She is a fan of Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
So no, I think she absolutely nailed that, and it was I loved it. I love that Dax is around still. I loved that Jake is around as some sort of hologram vision thing that you can interact with.
I think that was more. I think I don't know what to really call that other than just
I like that.
interesting writing.
I like that there was a theory that he was actually a hologram within the book. Like he was actually stored.
Yes.
And I like that. But I also like the idea that Sam had done so much research and done so much like data gathering that she'd kind of created it in her head. And I like that as well. So I think
she read the book as well. She read the book, so
Yeah.
she was able to project him from the book.
So however it was done, I don't care because it led to such a beautiful moment. So no, great,
Great scene.
great episode. Highly rewatchable. Love it. Just
Yeah.
love it. Yeah.
Then the next one,
Ah,
as I said, when
okay.
everything turns to shit in terms
Okay.
of a good way, in terms of like,
I'm
yeah,
gonna throw this out. I actually think this might be one of the best episodes of Star Trek ever. Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I genuinely think it had everything. I think it had everything, and it was just so well. Like, the only again, it's just the opening sequence. I was like, okay, nah, didn't really need that much detail. Like, I get it. You're trying to show that these two are hot and heavy and raw and going at it now, but like, we've done it in previously in Star Trek where it's just like they get up the next day. Like, in
Have we ever had like a full-on sex scene in a
no,
Star Trek
no,
film,
no, no, no,
or
no.
a film, or an episode?
The most gratuitous amount of nudity, so to speak, was in Into Darkness. Carol Marcus
No,
getting
I, I,
stripped.
I think I think there's another one. The episode of Enterprise where they're rubbing gel all
Oh
over
yeah,
each
yeah,
other
yeah,
in
and
the,
yeah,
yeah.
and so like there's never been sort of like and like any hints of like something happening has always been like the next day, like
Mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It's like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think actually the closest I think actually the closest you could probably get is Riker and Troy in the bath together in Insurrection.
Yeah, and well, and then obviously there's the Riemann scene with Troy as well that
No,
we should probably not get
let's
into.
not talk
Let's not get into
about
that one.
that. That's
Let's not get into that one.
problematic in its own right. So again, like again, it's one of these tonal shifts in Star Trek. Like we've never done this before, but okay, fine. Um, did it need to be done? No, but it's been done
It's for the
now.
kids. It's not for us. It's for
Yeah,
the kids
yeah,
who
yeah.
like to get hot and heavy, and they like to see other beautiful people get hot and heavy as well. You know.
How jacked is Caleb, by the way?
Jesus Christ! In the more recent episode when he's lying on the
Yeah,
sun lounger
yeah,
thing, I was
yeah,
like, that is not human.
yeah, yeah.
Because he's
Like,
like 6'7" as well.
yeah,
Like he's
he's
tall.
oh yeah, next to Genesis, you're like, there's a scene where they're just like stood next to each other trying to talk, and she's just like, your neck must hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
Like he is an actual Adonis.
yeah,
That's like an
yeah,
actual, he is a Roman statue. That is what that man is.
incredible. Anyway, so
Yes. Enough lusting.
so for the first like the first intro, I'm like, ah, okay, whatever. And then it gets into it, and like I love the concept. Like again, one of the criticisms online is like, well, why didn't they just use the holodecks? I'm like, no, I think there's like a element of training, like it's that you miss if you go into the holodecks. There's that not that danger, so to speak. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like the safeties can be put on, and suddenly you.
It's the modern Kobayashi Maru. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But my whole thing is like, if you did it in the holodecks, you'd have safeties on, and you wouldn't work as hard, you wouldn't train as hard, you wouldn't take it as seriously because you'd be like, well, I'm not going to die, nothing bad's going
Yeah.
to happen. Whereas like doing it on this abandoned ship with these stakes and stuff like that, it's like, okay, cool. There's actually stakes here, you know?
Well, it's an also like covert history lesson at the same time as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's from like the
A century
is it
before the
TOS
burn.
days and TNG days, but it hasn't been used since for 120 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but it is like from the olden era.
Yeah. Yeah.
That ship.
Yeah. So
It looks very Discovery inside, I have to say.
it's actually it was a redress of the Enterprise bridge from Strange New
That's what I
Worlds.
thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like I get that again. It's a criticism that I go like, okay, I can see what you're saying, but I buy into why they're doing it. And as you said, actually, I didn't think about the history angle, and I like that as well. So, yeah, the concept of the episode I really liked. We had our first proper red shirt, which was a shame because I liked him. Yeah.
Yes, he was great. But of course, instantly you're just like, yeah, he's.
Oh God,
As
yeah.
soon as they got invaded, you're like, well, I know who's going to die first. Like,
Yeah,
straight away,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
know who's going to die first. And the kids are on their own.
The
And yeah,
the Furies are incredible design.
I love them.
Incredible design, incredible alien. Not just like in terms of looks, but in terms of what they are. I think Nusbraka's description of them, that they hate themselves, that they
Yeah, they're
hate.
in constant pain.
Yeah,
They remind me a little bit of I've forgotten the name of the aliens, but they remind me of the aliens that suffer from the phage.
yeah, the
They
Vidians.
remind me of that, where they're obviously doing constant surgery on themselves, and they're always just in agony. but also the way their faces blur as well as they
Yeah.
move.
Well,
Like,
they remind me of like to a degree, like to the ring wraiths from Lord of the Rings,
yeah,
that sort of hate themselves. They are twisted by hate, and so that's what drives them. And this, yeah, the way that the blur and everything like that, I thought was really really cool. And the fact that they're just relentless, like they were going to kill everybody. There was no.
yeah,
There was no negotiation that was going to
negotiating.
happen,
Yeah,
and that's why I love that. Because of that, they had to bring in Nisbraka, which led to one of the greatest sort of one-to-one scenes in Star Trek between the two, like between and on twice, like the initial one where he tricks them into eventually giving, then gets to do what he wants, turn the twist that he's been working with them the whole time,
yeah.
and da da. But then the second one where he comes back to be like, I hate you, and it's just like, oh, just wonderful.
It was sort of reminiscent of Chang
Mm,
from Undiscovered Country.
yep.
It was very much that sort of almost Shakespearean hate.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was like he was chewing that scenery
Oh,
in all of
Paul
the best way.
Giamatti
Yeah,
absolutely knocked it out of the park in this episode.
yeah,
He's gonna go down this season. Is if the story if the story pays off, but even if it doesn't right now, he is in the top echelons of Star Trek villains. We're talking
mm,
Khan, we're talking Gul Dukat, we're talking Kai
yeah,
Wynn, like that level of villainy. That's where he's at. Like
yeah.
he's so good. Um,
And you
and
understand why. You don't sympathize with him, but
no,
you understand why. You know what he's about.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no, I absolutely love this episode, and I even love the I love the giving the comic to the computer to update itself.
Yes, yeah, really great idea. Like
I
again,
love how people
again,
are complaining
fun
about it, and I'm
writing.
like, well, no, they're in a bind. What's the quickest way of updating it? I've got these stories. Here you go. Boom. And I loved that. I thought that was fun. I thought it was very Trek. I thought that was very, very Trek.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, so
no, it worked. Other than that, maybe they'd been reading those comics on a pad rather than an actual comic.
yeah, yeah,
But I don't care.
yeah.
I don't care
But
about that stuff.
I
It was
can't
great.
but then I can't, like, this is where, like, the episode, I think, like, elevates itself because it then did what a lot of shows are scared to do, where it actually went, "No, we're gonna raise the stakes here. We're gonna give some consequences," and they actually went ahead and killed Bavi, and I
Yeah,
was just like, especially because, like, look, he wasn't a main character, but he had
no,
significant screen time from, like,
yeah.
episode 3 that you were like, "Oh, he's just gonna exist all the time, and he's gonna be the annoying Vulcan who
From
whatever."
episode 2
But
even,
oh,
because
yeah,
because
episode 2.
he came in episode
Yeah, yeah,
2
yeah, no, you're
when they
right, you're right.
introduced the War College
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're right, yeah. So, like, he was there all along, and he had significant lines, significant screen time, and he really impacted a lot of it, and it's like, yeah, it's insane that they went, "No, no, we're gonna kill him. We're just gonna kill him." And the fact that he sacrificed himself to save Caleb
yeah.
was like,
Well, it's the fact that his death has now, like, actually caused peace between those 2 factions of the school.
yeah. Yeah.
Like, they all seem, like, a bit more
Well, yeah, when we follow up to the
welcoming to each other now.
yeah.
I mean, we still got some more aftermath to deal with, but for the moment, it looks like, okay, everything seems cool now between the War College and the actual Starfleet Academy, so
No, it was
who knows?
I genuinely think it was an incredible episode and just it's my favorite episode. Like, look, the Cisco episode is gonna be an episode that I'll watch back over and over again, but as a story and as, like, I think it's one of the best Trek episodes of all time
Yeah,
now.
okay.
I think if you take every, iteration of Trek, there's always, like, 1 or 2, 3, 3 or 4 stories that you go, like, "These are the best ones." Like, original series has, like, Let That Be Your Last Battlefield or the Galileo 7. TNG has Darmok, Inner Light, or Best of Both Worlds, or Chain of Command. Deep Space Nine has, oh, what's
Alan
it?
Moraine,
Hmm?
Alan
Past,
Moraine.
yeah, Alan Moraine. But, like, past tense. Voyager has, Year of Hell. Enterprise.
Scorpion. I like Scorpion.
Scorpion's amazing. Enterprise exists. Like,
No, Enterprise. No, listen. There are some really good
no, there
episodes
are,
of
there are,
Enterprise.
there are.
There's some really good
There's some very good
episodes.
episodes, mostly in the last season. So it's
There's I see. I like the episode where the two guys get stranded in the shuttle in like season one, and
yeah.
and
Hey,
and
no,
I,
no. Excuse me. I think I've said this to you before. Catwalk is
yeah,
one of my favorite Trek episodes of all time, where they all have to
yeah.
basically live inside the nacelles while they're going through uh, a nebula that has like high levels of radiation. Like
Yes,
that's it's
yes.
a great
And it's
episode.
only T'Pol that's like able to be awake for it,
Yeah.
and she's like starts hallucinating.
No, no, no. That's a different episode. That's another good episode. But this one is like they literally live in the catwalk of the nacelles, and they rescue these aliens who are stranded. And it turns out the aliens are trying to steal like stuff, and it's just like, oh, it's just such
Mm,
a great episode. But anyway, every iteration of Star Trek has a great episode, and I think for Starfleet Academy right now, this episode, "Come Let's Away," is going to be their top episode. I mean, like we've got 3 episodes left, so we don't know. Like they could go all out, but right now, phenomenal episode. And to
yeah.
deliver that, to deliver an episode of that quality in like the halfway through the first season,
Mm, mm.
like TNG's first season sucked ass.
Yes, but they had to fill 25
Yeah.
episodes.
So did
So
Deep Space Nine's first episode, first season as well. Like, wasn't that great? Neither was, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So like to do it within like just incredible. So yeah, loved it, loved it.
yeah, yeah. Then we've got the next episode, which you didn't like.
So I'm gonna right. I put out a review video, and you know what? I'll try and link it up here somewhere.
Yeah, go on.
But
There. No, no.
you know, it'll be up in that corner somewhere. I will link it. But I did a review video, and I was like, when I do my reviews, as I was saying at the beginning there, I try to be fair. Like I enjoy Starfleet Academy, but I try to be fair in my reviews, where I go like, okay, I like it, and I can see what it's trying to do, but here are some criticisms that I have. I feel because I rewatched it because I watched it on Thursday when it was released, and then I
Mm,
rewatched it last night
okay.
with my wife, and both of us came away and we were just like, I feel I was too nice to it now in my original
Oh,
review.
really?
Yeah, I look, I I get the in terms of a pacing, in terms of a season pacing, I get it. You've just had this high energy, high octane, high emotional journey with the last 2 episodes, and especially with Come Let's Fly. Let's Away, sorry, Come Let's Away. It was like we've lost someone. So if you think about like Best of Both Worlds, it was followed up by Family, which
Mhm.
was a very low stakes story and it was really about giving the audience time to breathe and recover from those previous 2 episodes, but also give a little bit more to Picard, who was going through his
Well,
trauma.
you couldn't just have him go from that to Alien of the Week
Exactly,
in the next
exactly,
episode. Oh no,
exactly, and
he had to process what he went through, and we
and
had to see that.
and a lot of shows do that. They'll have like those types of episodes, and then they'll follow it up with something a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more grounded, a little bit slower to give the audience a chance to breathe, but also to show that the characters need that chance to do it as well. So
Yeah.
I get from a storytelling point of view, this is what it was. It was a filler episode to try and just let everyone breathe. And whilst we had focused on like I think like one of the things I've always praised it on is the every episode focuses on a character. Even like last episode, it was really the focus was on Nala. Was like that was really her focus. But and like you get a bit of character growth, a bit of character story and stuff like that. And this one didn't focus on a character. It focused on relationships instead and how they've changed. The closest I think we got was Genesis, but even then, like they keep teasing Genesis's story, but they've not really committed to it yet. And
I've got to try and figure. I can't remember anyone's names. I'll get there. The guy who was getting married.
Darum, yeah,
Darren.
yeah.
It was kind of on him. There was a big focus on him and the fact
So
that
this, so
he has this duty, but he wants to continue with
well,
Starfleet.
and again, I think that was he'd already. What we were seeing here was the results of his character development, that he was willing to give up something for a higher duty now. Like,
Yeah.
he'd probably gone it, but we've also learned a bit more of his backstory as well, that he was actually a shy kid on Kionia. He
Yeah,
wasn't,
yeah. So he's taken the opportunity to be a completely different person. at
yeah, yeah.
Starfleet. Yeah.
So, but like, I think the actual more focus was really more on the relationship between Jaden and Darum, though, as well. So,
A
like,
little bit.
yeah.
I feel like there might be even a little hint of romance with them two as well.
Oh no,
Like,
there 100% is. There's jealous.
Yeah.
He's jealous of the relationship with him and Kyle. Like, so I don't know. But the thing is, my problem is, like, I understand the conceit of this episode. I understand why this episode is where it is. My problem now, looking back on it, is like when I watched it back, I was like, I am bored. I got bored. I feel like there's two B stories. There wasn't like it felt like there was two B stories as opposed to an A story and a B story. And I know the A story was supposed to be Darum and Jaden and the magic, but it felt like a B story in its own right.
It was no different to an episode where Luxwana Troy was going to get married. It felt a bit like that to me.
Yeah,
It
but then
felt like that.
okay, so here's my counterpoint, right? Let's take Data's Day as an example of a filler episode. Right, the main A story is following around Data as he has his day. What's the B story? It's having to try and return a Romulan, what they think is a Vulcan ambassador back to whatever. They like this Vulcan ambassador is going to visit Romulus to be like. Da, da, da. Turns out they were a Romulan spy, and that's like a high stakes B story. Whereas the B story for this didn't feel as high stakes as well. So it felt like there was two B stories going on.
I get what you're saying, but if we go back to what the premise of the show is, and it's kids at school learning, there can't be high stakes all the time. They're kids at school learning.
I get that. I just feel like it was too much of a slowdown. That's what I'm saying. I feel like, and especially when you've only got 10 episodes in the season, if this is a 24, if this is a
I said, I suppose.
yeah.
I said, I
If
suppose.
you've got 24 episodes, fine. This episode would fit in fine. But in 10 episodes, yes, you need to have a slowdown, but you still need something more to happen to keep stuff
Well,
moving along.
the things I got from it was you've got him who's had to make his decision. Darum's had to make his decision, and now I feel like we might like him more going forward because he was an unlikable character in the other episodes, and now I feel like he's going to be a bit more likable. And then the whole thing with Genesis having to. She was on the fast track to maybe go to command, but now she's had that taken away, but she'll probably earn that back and then probably die or something in like the last episode of the season.
But then that's my issue. There's an issue with that as well. So like she was on the at the beginning of the episode, she's put on the fast track, and then by the end of the episode, she's back to where she started at the beginning of the episode. So like literally nothing happened really in her storyline.
Emotionally, I think different in terms of, yes, career wise, yes, she's in the same place, but in her head, she like the whole concept for her was just like, oh, they said that I felt fear and I don't want them to know about that sort of stuff. And it's like, well, no, but you learned from that, and now you're going to learn from this. And then we get into Caleb's whole thing of him being too scared to message his partner who nearly died, which kind of makes him a bit more unlikable, but there you go.
Well, also as well, like this episode just shows that Caleb and Genesis are a better matchup than.
Oh yeah, no, and that's absolutely right.
They're a much better matchup than Tarima.
I feel it's a very unhealthy relationship, him and the Beta Z girl.
Yeah, manic pixie Beta Z.
I'm going to do a bit of a mention though for how cold, and it wasn't intended to be, how cold Jaden's toast was. Because he just straight out said the worst shit. Just just looking the girlfriend in the eye, saying he will put his own happiness aside in order to make someone else happy. Looking her dead in the eye as he's saying,
I don't think it was supposed to be cold, man. I think it was supposed to
it
show. Like,
felt cold. I
yeah.
was like, Jesus, dude! I thought he
I,
was going to start an argument.
Jaden's one of my favorite characters. I love him. I think he's brilliant. I've loved him since the beginning. And
His delivery's still a bit off for me.
nah,
Like,
it doesn't
it's still a
doesn't
bit
bother
off.
me. But I love this as well. Like again, it's to do with the character growth thing. But what I love is that when he storms in with that very fake looking Star Trek rock,
Yes.
like, it's so fake looking. I loved it.
Yes.
It was like I feel like they did that on purpose. Like I really feel like they did that on purpose. Anyway, he's holding it in, and he's like, "Is there anything you want to declare?" He's like, "The only thing I want to declare is that today is a good day to die." And like, that's not something he would have said in episode 1.
No.
And the fact that he's now confident enough in his like, "I am a warrior," that he can say that. I loved that.
Was he drunk when he did the toast as well? Because beforehand he was like, "Oh no, if I have to do the toast, I'm going to sweat." But he just did. He did fine. He did great.
Well, I think the episode of the debate shows that he can do it. So
Yeah, I suppose.
so that, I think there's that as well. What I was gonna say, there was so my other criticism as well, like some other things like it's two things actually. It's two things of that. So Kionia, that the Kionian realm. We didn't go to Kionia. We went to the Kionian realm. We went to this planet.
Sunset Moon.
Sunset
was
Moon,
called.
which is basically Timu Vulcan. Like it was such a generic alien set, and I was like, I feel like they copped out there. I wish they'd done something more, something different. Plus, like, aren't Kionians supposed to be blue and shiny?
That was another thing, is that they all were in a human form.
Yeah.
Like I still don't really understand that race fully, as to like, are they changelings, or like how can you have the ability to just like look like
Well,
another
no.
species?
Well, think
Like,
no.
that's weird.
Think about the Breen in Discovery. Like they had like that sort of like gelatinous sort of look, but they could be
Yeah.
solid as well. And it was like they had like sort of like, so I get it. It's fine. I'm okay with it. But I'm just like, why? Not even one of them was blue. Like not even like it just it felt like this is you know how like
Or at least the wedding, they should have all been blue just for the wedding. They should have turned blue.
I've just realized what this episode is. It's not just a filler episode. It's a bottle episode. They didn't have a budget. This is the episode where they had to scrimp on the budget so that they can spend it else on other episodes. So think Shades of Grey, where Riker is in a coma having flashbacks to previous episodes. That's what this is. Or like any of those episodes where they're literally just on the bridge and that's it. Like this is what this was. It's we're going to go to Kionian realm, but we don't have the budget to put everybody in that makeup, so we're just going to do them all as human. And the set is going to be essentially just Vulcan, but like
A green screen.
yeah. And then the rest of it is just going to be inside the academy in a couple of sets in the academy with no one else there. So that, and it was, so yeah, that's what it is. It was a proper bottle episode as well. It was not just a filler episode, a bottle episode, because they just didn't have the budget. And that's the problem. That
Most of the budget went into the CGI on Tig Notaro's toe.
that was it. Yeah.
Oh, also the concept of a warp slug. What?
Well, I read a thing. Do you think that warp slug is the same thing that is eating the Cerritos warp nacelle in the opening credits?
You know what? I think it is. It's the
Mhm.
same color. Now that I think about it, yeah, it's the same color.
There you go. So, hey, if tardigrades can exist in space and travel through the mycelial network, we can have warp slugs. So,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
well, there
I'll
you go.
allow it.
There we go.
I'll allow it.
What
That's
else?
3 episodes of Star Trek.
3 episodes of Star Trek. Let's try not. I mean, I guess like the next time we'll be talking will be like episode 9, and then okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll have something else to talk about. Do you know what starts in a couple of days?
I can't remember.
New Scrubs.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's been getting good reviews as well.
Yeah, I can believe it, because the stuff that they've been leaking, like the stuff that they're not leaking, but the stuff that they've been putting out as publicity is working for me. Like it's like It's working.
The reviews that I've seen have said it's the chemistry. Like, yeah, it's the rest of it's fine, but you can't beat their chemistry.
But what
They all still have it.
was it you that said to me that the season 9's been scrubbed? That like scrubbed has been basically decanonized. It doesn't
Yeah, no,
exist.
because that begins with Sacred Heart being demolished,
Yeah.
and the whole thing is back at Sacred Heart.
Yeah. So cool. Excellent. As long as we can just move on and pretend that season 9 never happened,
Yeah,
I'm
I'm sure there'll be a joke about it.
Oh God,
In,
yeah.
yeah,
In the same way that it was the gas leak year for Community. You know, it's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
these things happen. No, I'm excited. Yeah, we'll definitely be watching that. We'll definitely be talking about that on
yeah.
here. Oh, 100%. Anything else you've been watching though? Anything else you've been doing?
So what else have I been doing? So to get ready for the Oscars, I watch the Oscars every year, and I hadn't watched any of the nominees,
Mm.
so I watched. I'm still going to watch a few more, but watched Frankenstein and Sinners
Ooh.
recently.
Any
Have you watched any of them?
no, any good?
They're both very good. Frankenstein is very interesting. Definitely a few moments where you're just like, oh, Guillermo, it's such a Guillermo del Toro film. Oh, Gilly, oh, Gilly, aren't you silly? Oh, but no, it's Oscar Isaac's not the best in it, I'll be honest. His accent, it's not that weird British accent that he does in Moon Knight, but it's still not a great British accent.
Okay.
And
Okay.
also, like, he's got, I'm all for diverse casting, but your family has to look like your family, I would have to say. And to have this very English white boy as his brother,
Right.
when he is so Hispanic looking.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's a little, and Charles Dance plays his dad. So,
No, that's a choice.
so it's like I don't know if Oscar
Brilliant.
Isaac was actually the right choice for this, if this is what you wanted to do with the rest of the character, but
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's gory, but not over the top gory. I mean, some would consider it over the top, but it makes sense. It's not like gratuitous. It all makes sense. It's a very beautiful looking film. The design of it, like I'm sure Oscar wise, it's going to get makeup, set design, all of that sort of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure it will. I'm sure it will. Then we've got Sinners, which is Michael B. Jordan playing twins, and it's very much. Do you know much about Sinners? Because I don't
No.
want to give anything away. Have you seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Oh yeah, I love From Dusk Till Dawn.
It's like From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
It's about brothers who are sort of getting away from a life of crime kind of thing, and then something happens in the middle of the movie that changes the entire genre of the film very quickly.
Do any of the characters have a cock-mounted pistol?
No, Sex
Oh, well then,
Machine does not make a
I'm not
cameo.
interested. Not interested. That's the
But,
highlight of the movie for me.
yeah, no, but it does have a scene with oh my god, I've forgotten her name, Haley Stanfield,
Right. Okay.
spitting into Michael B. Jordan's mouth, which is yeah.
All right.
So yeah, it's an interesting film. I'm sure it's going to do well for like score and original music. I don't think Michael B. Jordan should have been nominated. Just because he played two characters doesn't mean he played them particularly that well to be Oscar nominated.
Wait, Did,
It's fine.
did,
He does a fine performance, but it's not Oscar worthy.
Did did
No.
did he did he do the opposite of Ron Swanson sort of advises? Don't half-ass two things. Last
Yes. Whole ass one thing. Like they could have done the same thing with another actor playing his brother.
Yeah.
It just happened to be because they were twins, and it's fine.
There's only been one actor like who's ever convincingly pulled off like the multiple character same look thing, and that's Tatiana Maslany in Orphan Black.
Oh, okay. No, I never saw it.
Oh mate, you need to
Okay.
watch it. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
Phenomenal show.
There's a scene that everyone seems to love. I actually hated it. And it's the whole concept of the film, or not the whole concept, but one of the big parts of the film is like there are musicians that have such a gift, have such a talent that the music they create can find the place between life and death. And there's this scene where this guy's performing a song and they're like talking about, and at that point you can reach out and not just like to the music of the past, but to the music of the future. And then as soon as they say that, because it's like set in like the 1920s New Orleans kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's like this 80s guitarist standing next to him, almost like a black macho man, Randy Savage, you know, with a flying V guitar. And then you've got like people playing like tribal drums and then all of these other things. And I get what they're trying to do,
But
I just didn't think it was very well done. And I'm definitely one of those types of guitarists that when I watch a guitarist in a film and I'm hearing like, but his hand is just doing this,
yeah.
I'm like, fuck you. Like,
Is this-
hire a
this-
guitarist.
Is this been
Don't
like
just hire a dude.
it's like when Boris Johnson tried to play the guitar and the capo was here and his
Yes.
hand.
Yes, exactly like that. Exactly like that. So, and I get like, yeah, it's, I get the scene. I just think it could have been better.
Fair.
I just think it could have
Okay.
been better.
I'm
I
so
really,
I
really
will
do.
check it. I will check it out and I'll give you my thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. Anything else you've been watching, or shall I
Do you
just
know,
carry on?
No, I finished Fallout, the season 2 of Fallout.
Oh yes, you finished season 2 of Fallout. Yes,
and
yes. I
I know-
started season 2 of Fallout, but I haven't watched.
Okay, so I won't say too much. It's very heavily. Do you know? Right, this is what I've enjoyed about Fallout. Okay, because I have played all the games since 3. So I didn't play the original game. I didn't play 2, but I played 3. I played 4. I've played New Vegas. I've played a couple of the mobile games. I've played 76. So I've played all of them, right? So I'm fairly au fait with Fallout, the universe, the feel, the stories that I've been told so far, and all of those things. And what I've really liked about this show, so season 1 and now into season 2, is that it goes, we're not trying to retell any of the game's stories.
Hmm.
We're just telling a story within this universe, like, you know, and it does it very well. And what it's doing equally well is it's going, well, this is from this game. This aspect is from this game. So we've included it in here. We've made sure it works within the sort of timelines of the games and so on and so forth. And like, this gives you an idea of what happened when this happened, or what happened to these people. And I love it. Like, there's a bit, and again, you're only what episode are you up to? 2.
I've just watched 2 episodes. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So this season's very heavily based on New Vegas. The game called New Vegas, which is based in Las Vegas, which is New Vegas, and sort of there's a lot of things, lots of different factions and things that go on around it, and they're all brought in. And one of the factions, I don't want to say too much again, appears, and it's like, oh, so that's what happened to them. Oh, that's what happened to them. And it's like, it's very cool. And it's like, it's nothing more than one scene, but it's like, I love that that's in there, that they've given that thought about it. And I love that the stories that they're telling, especially the story that they've told in this season, is like, yeah, I could see myself playing that as a mission. I could see that happening in this world. It makes sense. And I think it's well done. And I'm enjoying as well the way that they're doing the dual storyline now of the past and the present day, and sort of,
Yeah, it's a bit lost.
yeah, and I know, but they're doing it really, really well, and it's giving more weight to stuff that's happening in the present day, is finding out the past. It's great, love it. So I the ending as well, set up for a very good season 3. Really interested to see where it goes.
Okay.
How much do you know about the casting of this season?
Oh, I know, like Macaulay Culkin's going to be in it, and
he's great.
I know that much.
It's great. It's great. I'm just happy to see him getting work like this again. Like, getting, like, you know.
Well, I know. I saw an interview with him. Did you see? He said him and his wife were watching season 1,
Yeah.
and his wife said to him, "You should be in this show."
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think I'd be quite good in this show."
I
And
feel
then
like his
somehow it happened. I don't know how it was manifested.
I
But
feel like his character is like the ultimate what happened to Kevin when he was left home alone and the world blew up.
yeah. Okay. I mean,
Like,
look, from what
nice.
I've seen so far, it's all like that. I mean,
Yeah. It's great.
oh,
I love it.
the flea soup,
Yep.
hot flea soup,
Hot flea soup.
hot flea soup. Yeah. I've seen the scorpions. Last thing I've seen was the dad Hank doing experiments on mice, and then that wasn't working, so he tried it on a guy, and that guy. I remember watching episode 1, and at that scene where the guy's head explodes, I went, "That's 3," and my partner went, what are you doing?" And I went, I went, "That's 3 heads I've watched explode in the last hour." 3 heads in that
Yep.
episode
Yep.
got exploded.
Yep.
There was the guy with the baseball bats
Mhm.
in the past with Mr. House.
Yep.
There was the guy part of the faction that
Yep.
was had the ghoul on the noose,
Yep.
and he got his head shot off, and that exploded.
Yep.
And then the third guy
Yep.
getting his head. I was like, wow, 3 heads
Yep.
exploded. That's a lot of heads exploding in one episode of
It's
television.
very much Fallout. It's very much what I would is what happens in the game. So no,
Yeah.
I'm very happy and I look forward to the next season.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Good.
yeah.
Good.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, one other thing that I've been doing, I've been playing Sons of Sparta. It's a new God of War game.
Ooh, very nice.
They announced that they're remaking the original Greek trilogy, and they were like, and in the meantime, we've got this, and it's like a 2D side scroller Metroidvania style God of War game where you play a very young Kratos as a child. And I've never been good at 2D side scroller games, even when I loved them. So you can imagine how a 40-year-old man fares with a 2D side scrolling game now. But it's fun. It's different. It's a change of pace to the stuff that I normally play. Do you ever play like Metroidvania games? Is that something you ever got into?
Yeah, a little bit, but not much. Like, yeah.
It's just like one huge map, but it's all like
Yeah.
it's it's fine. Like I like the story, and they've got the original voice actor of Kratos back for like these flashback things because it's him telling a story to his daughter. And I remember saying on the stream the other night, I went, "You're just hearing him, and you're like, oh, it turns out Kratos wasn't a bad dad when like before the Norse mythology,"
Yeah.
and then I realize, no, he murders this child. So
Brilliant.
I mean, accidentally, of course,
Of
he
course,
was
yeah,
tricked
yeah,
into
yeah,
it. He was tricked into it, but still. So, oh yeah, no, he does kill this child. Yeah. So oh well. So yeah, the Sons of Sparta. I do recommend it. It's probably too expensive for what it is. I shouldn't have probably bought it,
Yeah.
but I did. It's probably going to be free, like in a few months. So oh well.
Well, I mean, I'm just hanging off for payday, and then I'm going to buy Star Trek Voyager Into the Unknown.
Yeah, I saw I saw this great thread the other day, and I think you'll appreciate it. This guy went, so within the first hour, because I didn't realize it starts like from the beginning
Yeah,
of like
yeah,
Voyager.
yeah.
So it says, in the first hour, I threw the Acampa under the bus. I put the entire of the Marquis in the brig, and I used the caretaker's array to get me home. Got back to Earth in 1 hour. Easy. Beat the game. Take that, Starfleet. I was like, do you know what? Now I really want to play it and see
Yeah.
if you can do that.
Yeah, same here.
I don't know whether he's bullshitting or
No,
not.
no, that's like I've also equally seen so many going like after playing this game, Janeway was right about Tuvix. Like so many.
Oh wow, did they keep Tuvix alive? Maybe.
No, but like they get like the decisions that Janeway makes. They're like,
Ah,
yeah. There's something like, no, it's much harder. So no, I'm gonna download it. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna play it, and then I'll talk about it. Because I want
I'm
to.
going to get it at some point as well. Annoyingly, it came out the same time as Sons of Sparta, but it's God of War. What can I do? It's God of War.
I get it. I get it.
Look, it's God of War.
You're a sucker for it. You're God of War is like the same for me, like Jurassic World Evolution. I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
So
Yep. Got to get it. Got to catch them all.
Is that yeah?
Do you know it's really weird because we're coming to an end on this episode, aren't we?
We are. Yes.
And for anyone listening, there's something we haven't done, and I feel we do need to acknowledge it.
We should.
We haven't fantastic each other's fives.
No. There's a good reason, and I think like you know what? I think the last episode really sort of sealed it for me, where it was just like
What? Where I did four things and you did
four
one.
things. I did one. Listen, time is a thief.
It is. They say that time
stalks you. I like to think of time as a companion. No, no, time is hard, right? And I don't get a lot of time these days because of, as I say, 2 kids and everything else that I do. So generally speaking, I have time to concentrate on watching one thing or a couple of things. I've not watched a couple of things recently. Like Fallout, I've managed to watch, and I'm glad I've caught up on it, and completed it. But I've got a whole list. Like if I go into like because I use Apple TV for a lot of stuff. Things that I have got queued up to watch. You ready for this? This is stupid. And this is just on here. Oh my god. SNL 50. Right, so wow. Okay. Down Cemetery Road, F1 the movie, The War Between the Land and the Sea, Loot, Slow Horses.
Slow Horses I've been told to watch.
It's so good, the first season. The first season's phenomenal. Atomic. Let's keep going. Sorry. King of the Hill. I've gotten part way through the new season. Still haven't finished it. And then Shrinking. Supposed to watch that. Haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I want to watch Shrinking.
Yeah, Tragedy of Macbeth. The Last of Us. I haven't even I watched 1 episode of the 2nd season. Haven't watched
Me
it
too.
since.
I still haven't watched more than that 1 episode.
Ironheart. I only watched the 1st episode. Haven't watched the rest of it.
I watched the whole thing of that.
Stick. Wonder Man.
Wonder Man. I finished that. That's wonderful. I loved it.
Haven't watched it.
Oh, it's so good.
Your Friends and Neighbors is supposed to be really good as well. So there's you see where I'm getting at? Like there's there's so much. I just don't have time to watch it all. So yeah, last week when I came in and I was like, I've got one thing I can talk about. It was a book as well. It wasn't even like a TV show or anything like that.
No one reads books anymore. God, you nerd.
Incidentally, by the way, I'm on the 3rd book of the series of the trilogy. It's amazing. Anyway, the Fantastic Five just kind of, and also we needed to update the theme music, and we never got round to it.
No, you really wanted to sing on it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you really wanted to sing on it. You were upset with me. I remember at the time you're like, I would have sung on that. I was like, yeah, but I didn't have time.
Anyway, the point is.
I like it's like, let's not talk about me being upset about something.
The point is, really, we should have updated the theme music.
Yeah,
we haven't done that. And the fact that I was like, I'm not bringing anything to the table, like it feels like Fantastic Five is a little bit defunct.
At the moment.
And that's the thing. It may come back. Sodium Stories.
If we've got a 5 to talk about.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And I think that's maybe where we'll go with it. Like, and maybe once in a while we'll do the old school Fantastic Five if people give us suggestions. That's the thing.
Actually listing things. But we covered so much.
I know.
We covered so
we
much.
were really scraping
Best
the barrel.
Hairstyles. Like, come on. We did best quotes and best one-liners.
Yeah.
Like they were different things.
Yeah. So if you can think of something different, I'd be very impressed. So anyway, the point is, for now, it's retired. It may return, but for now, what you may find is at the end of the episodes, we'll just talk like at the end of our main thing. So like obviously, Starfleet Academy is the main thing that we're watching right now. At the end of the main thing we're watching, we'll probably just sort of check in with each other to be like, hey, anything else we want to talk about? And then that'll be it. And it doesn't have to be 5 things. It could be 1 thing. It could be 5 things.
20 things.
No, it could not be 20 things.
It's gonna be 20 things.
No. It'll never be 20 things because
Let me tell you about every Tesco meal deal I had this week.
and let me tell you that that is the end of the episode. So thank you so much for listening in. Hope you enjoyed it. If you weren't listening, by the way, subscribe. You know, you'll get updates. You'll get to hear it. But if you are on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And you get to watch this back. Oh my God. You get to
Hit
watch
that bell.
Hit the bell. Get the alerts. But thank you again. Follow us on social media. I've got another YouTube channel, Rick Carranza, so you can go follow over there. And I do review videos of Star Trek, just general Star Trek banter chat over there. Matt, you, Twitch?
I'm on Twitch, yeah, Matt Blair UK on Twitch. I have a YouTube. I haven't put anything on it in about 5 years, 6 years now.
Yeah.
So, you know, but maybe I'm thinking about doing something on YouTube. I don't know what, but I'm thinking about it.
I think I might have been like the last thing you did on YouTube. Like part of that. So popcorn and wine.
I'll have to check my YouTube videos.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, everyone, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.